Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go-to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Whether you're just starting out or scaling up, this is your space to connect, learn, and grow alongside a community of trailblazing women who, just like you, they are making their mark in the world of business. From personal branding to powerhouse marketing, from leadership to lifestyle tips, we've got you covered. So get ready to ignite your passion, fuel your purpose, and unlock your potential with Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. Let's make this journey together and turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. Hey guys, welcome today to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Our guest today is a tech-savvy, jet-setting, money-smart travelnista. Wow. So becoming a tax strategist is anything but typical, first off. And then exactly, her story is just so inspiring. You guys are going to be like, okay. So when I spoke to her, she said, I just want to get my women to not spend all kinds of money on taxes and stuff. So 15 years ago, while juggling grad school and dreaming of, a wonderful career as a sports agent, the female Jerry Maguire we have with us today. Our guest today agreed to actually help a friend out with his accounting firm. Supposed to be like a short-term gig. Well, didn't sound like that to me. Did it sound like that to you? No, because little did she know that temporary job would ignite a passion inside of her that would lead her to become the powerhouse she is today as a tax strategist. You know what? As an IRS enrolled agent, which is, guys, the highest certificate that the IRS actually offers, she is a female entrepreneur and she helps people around the globe master their taxes, particularly with those who are traveling abroad while running US-based service businesses. I'm thinking about doing that. I think it would be fun. So her mission is to remove the stress off of you and the confusion we all have from taxes while making sure her clients never pay a penny more than what they really owe. You know what? Her unique blend of expertise as a tax strategist and her love for travel has created the perfect recipe for saving money like you and me, money and living her nomadic lifestyle. Let's welcome today the amazing woman who has fully embraced the digital nomad life. Welcome the one and only Sandra Morno.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Angel. That was just such an amazing introduction. It made me feel some type of way.
Oh my God, you're amazing. So many of us struggle with what you do.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's confusing on purpose.
And that's why you have the position you have to help us. I love
Yeah,
it. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. So the sports agent thing, I could just see your Jerry Maguire thing with your headset, jamming it out. So tell us how that came about, because you had to have been in sports or known somebody. So how did that idea of wanting to do that, before we jump into what you do now, how did that come up?
Sure. So I grew up playing basketball, and then I actually went to Florida State, and I fell in love with football. I got to know a lot of the athletes as I was a tutor for a lot of them. A lot of them were, where I was from. They were from South Florida. So just having conversations with them, right? Knowing what that next step was going to be for them. And at the time, just seeing so many athletes lose most of their money, right? Either to unfortunately bad agents or just bad financial decisions. Like I feel like a sports agent should be kind of like your mentor, especially when your money is involved. And I mean, seeing people driving 3 cars, having 4 and 5 houses, like, I mean, it just made no sense to me. So that's where the passion came. And I had a couple of conversations with some friends, and they were just like, we think you'd be great for it. So after college, I moved to Atlanta, and I actually worked for a female agent who had Olympic athletes. So that was like totally like a whole new blend of just understanding, what it involved. And, I dabbled here. I worked for some universities. I volunteered with the Dolphins. And then I had to move back home in 2009, and I needed money so I can kind of pursue going to grad school during the day, and I worked at night. And like you said it, like I ended up just kind of in taxes, right? My friend was just like, "You're really good at this," but I fought him for like 3 years. I was like, "I don't want to do this. This is boring." But it was just something I kind of eventually fell in love with, right? Because at first it was just a paycheck, but then I just saw how I could help people. And I got my own little happy gram from the IRS saying that I owed them money. And I was just like, oh no, we're not doing this. Like, and so from then on, I was just like, I need to understand. If I'm going to owe, I'm going to know I'm going to owe. I don't want something coming to me a couple of months later saying, hey, you owe us this. And I'm just like, how? Explain to me. And so, yeah, just kind of fell into it. And here I am 15 years later.
So, you know what? I just see a correlation between sports agent and tax strategist because you're just trying to get that client to understand their money
Right,
and do what they have to do with their money and
right.
to maneuver through. So, I mean, it's all money.
Yeah, yeah. It's just dealing with different types of people, the everyday Joe versus, high-strung athlete.
I love it. I love it. So, we already know what inspired you to become the entrepreneur you are. However, for your situation, I want to know what got you to be the digital nomad and traveling around the world. You said you say, where do you mostly stay? And explain that to us because a lot of us are like, that sounds cool. I'd love to be able to do it. So if you don't mind digging into that a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So in 2018, actually, the thought came to me. I was living in Houston, and just one morning I woke up and I was just like, oh, I'm tired of the rat race. I don't want to live in the States anymore. So I literally started doing research. I have some friends who are in the military, and it was so funny. My guy friends are so protective. They're just like, nowhere in the Middle East, you are not allowed to go there. I need you to stay on this side of the border. So it was funny. Like at first, I thought I was going to move to Thailand. I had a couple of conversations with some friends, and they were just like, with what I make, I could live like a queen. So that was the plan, right? I thought in 2018 I was going to move to Thailand and then travel the world from there. But I ended up having some health issues, so I had to move back home to Miami to be close to family and get the help that I needed. Um, and I progressed slowly but surely. January 2020, I took my first solo trip to Morocco, and that was life-changing. Not gonna lie, I had a panic attack right before I got on the plane because I was just like, "What am I doing? I'm doing this by myself. What is going on?" And the gate agent was just like, it's gonna be all right. Like, you're gonna be okay. And I was just like, all right, I done bought the ticket and paid for everything, so I guess I have to go. So I came back after that trip and was ready to go, right? Rear up. And then COVID happened. So it's just like, okay, no more travel. And then during COVID, we all just kind of buckled down and just tried to figure out what's going on with life. September of 2020, a friend texted me and was just like, hey, I'm going to Mexico for a month. I can work remote. And I was just like, ooh, can I go too? I pretty much just added myself to her trip, and she didn't mind because she was going to be by herself. So January of 2021 is when I officially say I started my digital nomad life. I was in Playa del Carmen, Mexico for a month. After that experience, I was just like, oh yeah, I don't want to live in the US anymore. I want to travel throughout Latin America. I love Spanish. Born and raised in Miami, so I'm around around a lot of Latin people. So Spanish is easy for me. So that's why I chose to do Latin America. And I've just been doing that ever since January of 2021. Like I'm gone most of the time. And then I'll go home for about a month or two, let everybody see me, restock, repack, and then leave again. And so, that's what my life's been like. So right now I am in another part of Mexico, and so far so good. Um, I don't like the weather because I am a sunshine girl, and like 80 plus is like my type of weather. So it's a little cooler, but hey, it just means I don't bust out in sweat when I walk when I leave when I walk outside. So that's me. That's what I do.
So, can you explain to the audience what exactly the digital nomad life really is, if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah. So it's just traveling from place to place. So in the last couple of years, I have been to Argentina, Panama, Mexico, Peru. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I've been to. And I slow travel. So I'm at places for at least 3 months. If I like it, I'll stay longer. And it depending on the visa and the country, like most countries will let you stay for 6 months. So I try to do the whole 6 months, and then I'll bop somewhere else, and then I'll come back or I'll go home. And so that's what it's been like. And the journey has been amazing. I've met so many amazing women, so many other Americans that are just like, I'm doing it too. So it's fun because I have a family outside of a family, like a travel family who get it. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Like I wouldn't change it for the world. And this go round, I don't think I'm going back to the US unless it's a special occasion or something happens to my mom and my sister.
I get it. That is amazing. And everything's digital now, so you can actually just work from your laptop and you're
I
fine.
can. I can. And honestly, I started doing that in 2018. Like, a lot of my clients were just like, oh, it's fine. Like we can just have phone calls. This was before Zoom was a thing. We'd have phone calls and texts and portals and emails, and they were okay with it. So it made my job a whole lot easier.
So, okay, explain exactly what you do. Do you do taxes for that? Do you do their taxes? Do you do pay? What do you do?
Okay, yeah, I do. I file and prepare taxes for my clients. I also do tax planning. So for business owners, we work all year long, right? Because like I said, I don't want anyone to pay more than they need to the IRS. But in order to do that, you have to be proactive. When I first started, all I did was taxes. I would give these business owners advice, and then the following year they would come back to me and they did nothing. And I was just like, well, what did I do all that for? Like I gave you this advice so that you could save. And so, at that point in time, my mentor was just like, you're gonna have to start charging for this service. It's a totally different service. And that's when they'll take you serious. So now, I have clients that I talk to a couple of times a year. If they have any questions, we have a portal. They ask it, I answer. If we need phone calls, that's what we do. So I help them with that. And being an IRS enrolled agent, I help people who have any issues with the IRS. That's kind of how I started. Like when I branched out on my own, was helping people resolve like owing $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 to the IRS, and educating them on what they need to do to not fall back into that trap. So those are the three things that I do.
That's amazing. I love that. Do you have a course yet or anything? Or are you thinking about doing one or?
You know what? I am thinking about a course and a guide, especially for those who are living and traveling abroad, because there's a whole nother dynamic that's involved when it comes to taxes, right? But there's a lot of credits out there that the IRS has for you to like save. And so I'm trying to educate people on doing that, and also that they still need to file. Like when I'm in these international streets, I meet other Americans, they're just like, oh, I didn't know I need to file taxes. And I was like, yeah, as long as you're a US citizen, you need to file. Like they don't care where you are. So that's the first thing I have to tell people. And then they're just like, oh crap. And then, then we're working on getting them compliant and catching up on their taxes.
I love that. So, knowing what you've learned in business, first off, what would you advise your 18-year-old self?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do better with tracking my numbers. Like I I am now anal about that, but like when I was, you just spend. You don't even think about that next dollar, or how you're going to pay off that credit card, or will you have enough to pay your bills, or do you have a budget? Like, I think that, I didn't have a budget as an 18-year-old. I was just out here spending my little financial aid, racking up credit cards. But now, like, I live by budgets, or a spending plan, as I call it now, because it just sounds a little bit better. I feel like people hate the word budget, so it's just like spending plan. So I would tell myself, hey, live by the spending plan, save, invest, and think about your future.
Yeah. Do you have tips on investing, especially since we're self-employed, most of us?
I tell people to talk to a financial advisor. The best I can tell you is a SEP, and sometimes I don't even know the acronym for that. So
I get it.
but I do work with financial advisors that, with people who are self-employed, and they can give them the best route. And how we do that is I'm like, are they able to write this off? If they're not able to write this off, I need you to think of something else, because it's all about saving on your taxes.
It's write-offs. I love it. All right. In this ever-changing business environment that we're in, how do you stay innovative with the tax strategies and everything? How do you just keep moving forward with that?
Well, in order to keep my license, I have to like do, continuing education credits. Like this year, I decided to dive in to, foreign taxes and international taxation. So that was super intense, but I learned a lot, and I'm able to just bring more value to my clients, right? Because I want them to worry about what they need to. Like, be the best business owner you can be, and let me do the tax part. And if I don't know it, I will find someone who does, because that's what it's all about. I don't want to know everything. Like, when people come to me from other countries and they're just like, well, can you help me with my taxes from Spain? I'm like, no, no. The US is the US is enough for me. Let me just stay in this little lane and help US citizens with their taxes.
All right, so let's get on the lighter side of things. What is one fun fact about you that many people don't know?
Oh man, I bartended my way halfway through college. And actually, when I was done, I bartended for like another 2 to 3 years, just to supplement my income. And I really enjoyed it. I loved making drinks. I love meeting new people, and it's funny how people just open up to you when you're in the weirdest places in a club. Like, and I'm just like, oh, I'm your therapist now. Okay. So that was fun. I think in my next life, I would go back to doing that. I really enjoyed it.
That would be fun. What about a superpower for a day? One day, what would you want? I know it's fun, huh?
I think I would want Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
And you'd have to be invisible too, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I would want that, because I could just go anywhere I wanted to and do anything I wanted to, and nobody would see me. I would just pop up
you could travel anywhere,
on my
anywhere.
own. No more TSA lines, okay?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. What about a book? What is your favorite book, besides maybe one you've written or co-authored or anything that made an impact on you?
I think failing forward, um, to me, like, it changed how I thought about the word failure. A lot of the times in our lives, we go through these circumstances, it's just like, dang, I'm failing, or I failed. But like, think about it. So many people have failed, and now they're millionaires or billionaires. So failing forward just means like we're taking that next step to be the best us that we can be. And so that book really changed my whole thought process, how I think about failure.
Wow, I love that. So, what is your favorite song that gets you moving and grooving?
Oh man, Titanium. But I don't know
Good song.
why. There's just something about that song and Saya. Like, I'm probably saying her name wrong, but every time I hear it, it just gets me like, let's go. Like, I'm bulletproof. What are you gonna do to me? Like, I can handle anything. That's one of my favorite songs.
I love that. What about a favorite quote?
Ooh, favorite quote. Um, I think There's a quote that I love by Helen Keller, and it talks about as one person, you can only go so far, but like with a lot of people with you, you go further. I know I'm saying that wrong, but it's just the power of community or the power of partnership, just how far you can go when you have more people on your corner.
Yeah, especially like somebody like you in our corner, because, I mean, taxes is not my jam. I mean, I'm sure it's most people's not their jam. I do other things that's not other people's jam. I get it. We
Yeah,
need people like you. We really do.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Thank you.
And how do you stay motivated, especially you're traveling by yourself, you live by yourself? How do you stay motivated? And you work an environment by yourself and stuff. How do you stay motivated?
So oddly enough, this time I decided to try something different. So I'm living in a co-working, co-living space. So I'm around other, expats and people from other countries. So they actually help motivate me to be a little bit more friendlier because usually I'm just in my little corner in my Airbnb. I'll go to a cafe and I'll meet someone. But now, like with a shared kitchen space, it's just like every day I'm meeting someone new, and they're from I've met people from Spain, from France, from other parts of Mexico. So it's been pushing me to get out more, be a little bit more friendlier. I have that US mean mug when I'm out in these streets because I'm just like, I don't know, you don't talk to me. I may wave, but I may not wave. So it's helping to soften me a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, like just meeting other people motivate me who are doing this, who've been doing it longer than me, and just getting their insight, getting their wisdom, hearing their stories. And I think that's why I just keep traveling. Like I'm so excited to travel throughout Mexico because Mexico is huge, 32 states, and you can get the mountains, you can get the beach, you can get whatever you want. So I'm excited to just see what this country has to offer.
I love it. I love it. So, do you have like a way for our audience to get in touch with you? Right now?
Yeah, yeah. The easiest way is to find me on LinkedIn. I am the only Sandra Morno. I have checked. You can just reach out to me, send me a connections request or a DM. And then if you have any questions, I have like a free 15-minute call for people so we can talk. I can see if I can help you. If I can't, I can find someone else who can help you. So those are the easiest ways to find me.
For that 15-minute call, do they have to go to a certain link or just through LinkedIn?
No, like so once they talk to me through LinkedIn, if they want that, then I'll send them the link. Because
Okay.
yeah, if the link is out there, too many people like schedule calls, and I'm like, I can't help you.
Because
Like
they
you don't
need
even have a
you.
business. Like, yeah. So yeah, LinkedIn is the easiest way. We can have a short conversation and go.
So, is there anything else you'd like to share with the female entrepreneurs out there that we didn't discuss about yet?
Travel, please take time for yourself, even if it's just a weekend or a road trip. It will change your life. Travel has changed the way I look at life. Success to me isn't about billions of dollars in the bank. It's about, hey, where have I traveled and how many passport stamps do I have? So I just feel like it's something that we all need to do for ourselves. If you can get away, do it. Take the time off. It's life changing.
I love it. I love it. Well, Sandra, thank you so much for being with us today. You were totally amazing. Cannot wait to see you inside the magazine. So, thank you again.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate this opportunity, Angel.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.